Hi everyone, John here from All Miniatures Great and Small. Today we're going to be reviewing Primaris Aggressors, one of the latest releases for Warhammer 40K. So these are Primaris, they're new units, brand new to the 40K universe. They are Primaris Marines in Gravis Armor. So these are the Aggressors. A box of 3 of these costs $50 US retail. Here you can see the backside. This does give you a couple of options on how you build them. You can either build them with bolters, or you can build them with flamers. And we'll take a look at those options on the sprue. But here you can see the this is kind of the bolter auto bolt storm gauntlets. Kind of like Marnius Caligar, they got the idea from him maybe. And then some frag storm grenade launchers on the shoulders. Or you build them, like you see here, with flamethrowers. If you build the flamethrowers, you don't get the Fragstorm grenade launchers on the shoulders. You just get the flamethrowers. All right, so let's crack open the box, see what we get for our money. All right, so first up we have the decal sheet. It's a standard Ultramarine infantry transfer sheet. 3 bases. These look like 40 mil bases. The instruction manual with the Bolt Storm gauntlets or the Flame Storm gauntlets. So just like all the latest releases, color-coded assembly instructions, very nice. It gives you a couple of options. Now I do have to say that these guys, you build them in a specific way. They do give you some options, different things, but these guys are all kind of set in their pose when you build them. A little bit different from older 40K kits, which let you kind of build them the way you wanted to. You can get more dynamic poses this way, but then you get repeats of the pose once you start adding more boxes of units. But the instructions are very clear. Then you have the data sheet in the back. 3 of these guys is power 7. And we'll take a look at their stats in the actual Codex itself. But there you go, there's the instruction manual. And then these guys come on 2 sprues. So nothing too crazy here. Just looking at it, over here you can see some of the detail for the Flamestorm gauntlets. There's the frag launcher, there's the Bolt Storm gauntlets there. It does come with a couple of different options for heads. You get helmeted and unhelmeted heads. For each one of these guys. All right, there you go. Let's take a look at the stats and then come back. All right, so here we are in the Codex. Now this Aggressor squad has 6 power levels, which I think is cheaper than what we just saw in the box. So between the box coming out and the Codex, these guys dropped in power level. The Aggressors are wearing Gravis Armor. So Gravis Armor usually implies that they get an increase in toughness, but they're a little bit slower. So these Aggressors are movement 5 with 3+ weapon ballistic skill, strength 5, or sorry, strength 4, toughness 5, 2 wounds each, 2 attacks. The sergeant gets 3 attacks, standard leadership, and a 3-up save. You look at these guys, you think they might be Terminator replacements, but they're really not. With that 3-up save, even though they're toughness 5, they don't stick around like Terminators. The weapons though, so the 2 choices you've got the auto Bolt Storm gauntlets or the Flame Storm gauntlets. The Bolt Storm gauntlets have a range of 8, they're assault 6, strength 4, and 1 damage. So they're like a bolter, not even a bolt rifle, no minus AP, just strength 4, 1 damage. So each, and that's for the pair of gauntlets shooting, even though he's got 2 gauntlets. It's assault 6 combined. when you have the auto Boltstorm gauntlets, you also have the Fragstorm grenade launcher, which is also 18-inch range, assault D6, with the same stats as the Boltstorm gauntlet. Strength 4, 1 damage, no minus AP. So in essence, within 18 inches of range, these Boltstorm gauntlet aggressors are shooting 6 plus D6 shots when you combine their gauntlet and their grenade launcher. So you get 6 plus D6. So there is some variable randomness thrown in there. But again, the strength is only 4 and there's no minus to AP. So these guys are not going to be hurting fellow Marines that easily. They will tear up mobs though. They will tear up gaunts. They will tear up orc boys. Things like that that don't have a good armor save. Now the other option is the Flamestorm gauntlet. Now each Flamestorm gauntlet is assault 2d6. So a unit of 3 Flamestorm gauntlet guys is throwing out 6d6 flame shots. The range is only 8, like most flamethrowers. Strength 4 minus 1 damage, no minus to the AP. So again, it's just a regular old flamethrower. There's nothing special about the flamethrower, except the number of shots you get. So for the Flamestorm guys, each aggressor is throwing 2d6 shots, so a potential of 12, average at probably around 7. Probably pretty similar to what you're doing with your auto Boltstorm gauntlet version. However, they auto hit. So other abilities, they have Firestorm. So if you can pull this off, models in this unit can fire twice if they remain stationary, including when firing Overwatch. So you can imagine that that would be terrifying for anyone charging into these guys. They also have Relentless Advance, so they do not suffer any penalties for advancing and firing their assault weapons, which is nice for the Boltstorm gauntlet guys. So let's just check the points, take a peek at the points real quick in the back. An aggressor by default is 25 points, and a Boltstorm gauntlet is 25 points, so that's 50 right there. Oh no, it's an auto Boltstorm gauntlet, sorry about that. Let me check my handy box. Auto Boltstorm gauntlet is 14 points. The Fragstorm grenade launcher adds 4 points. So that's 18 on top of 25. Then you have the Flamestorm gauntlets, and the Flamestorm gauntlets are 18 points. So both versions are the same price. Flamestorm, so what do I think of these guys? I've played a couple of battles with them so far, and they're okay. When I first saw the box art, I was excited. I think a lot of people were excited. Oh, these guys are going to be awesome. They are awesome if you can get them into the right circumstance. If you can get them in the right, you put them someplace where your enemy has to charge them, or you get them in range. Otherwise, they're just going to be picked off at long range before they can do anything. Toughness 5 is great, but 2 wounds, 3 plus armor, they're not going to stay alive if your opponent fears them, which he should. If he is a close combat army and he's getting close to you, they are going to be a high priority target to take out. And there's only 3 in a squad. You can take it up to 6, so it's not too hard to start knocking these guys out. So are they an auto include? No, probably not, but if you are facing swarms, you might want to consider it. They might make an awesome bodyguard for a captain in Gravis Armor or something like that. But they aren't super awesome. They're good. They're a good unit. So let's take a look at some painted examples and come back with our final word. Okay, so here we have my first 3 aggressors I've painted up. I painted these guys up as with Flamestorm gauntlets, and I like them. I painted them up as 4th. The models themselves are pretty sweet. I like them. They are packed full of detail. Let's see if we can get them in focus here. and they look like they mean business. The other thing I didn't mention when we were looking at the stats, these gauntlets also act as power fists. So when you get into close combat, these guys could hurt you. So they really are good roadblocks. You throw these up in front of your squishier infantry, and you know, they're either going to have to shoot them to death or they're going to have to go through them. But they're cool. So I like them. Like I said, I don't think they're necessarily an auto include. I'm not going to add them to every list, but they're definitely cool looking. They are something new for the Space Marines. These guys have never existed before. So that in and of itself is kind of fun to take a unit that hasn't existed before. But there you go. As we play, I'm sure I'll revise my opinion of them, but right now I like them. I think they're a cool addition to the army, but they're not required. They're not a must-have. So there you go. That is the Primaris Aggressors. Thanks for watching this. If you liked it, go ahead and give us a like, subscribe to the channel, check us out on Facebook, All Miniatures Great and Small. Thanks for watching, and keep on wargaming.